It says, add the beginning letter to make the short I words from the sentences. They should just write the word copy there. Add, copy is what we have to do. So let's reach up here quickly and grab it and finish this lower part of our worksheet so we can all get 100 and get our stickers and leave and go ride our bikes. Hold it. Keep going. Yes, sir.
You're showing how to dumb it down to correct, right?
Now I'm going to show you something else. By the way, we all got 100. And the goal of the worksheet is to teach you the short sound of I. Let me ask you this. Can you see the short sound of I? Can you see it? It cannot be learned by sight. How about the shape of an alphabet letter? Now you can see that, you and I. Well, then when I learned the shape of an alphabet letter visually, you know what I can say after I learn that? I can say, I know the shape of that alphabet letter. End of discussion. It has no merit in it, no value, no tool ability to help me in any other way except the shape of that alphabet letter. And then if I don't have this, if I have not been naturally selected by birth to have good visual memory, I won't even be able to do that. I want to show you something about, I talked about problems being curriculum caused. Let me show you, and you do it on your paper too. Put your pencil right here. For this last activity, we said we were going to reach up here and add, also known as copy, the first letter of all these words up here. Now, I would like you to draw on your paper the path your little eye has to take to do that. Ready? Let's go up here. Just keep your pencil on your paper, and then come back down here, and draw your H, right? And then you follow your path up here, and you grab this L, and then bring your pencil back down to here. Following, you follow what I'm doing? And then, sorry. There you go, sorry. All right, let's go up here. The eyes have to track up here and see this. Then they have to track back down here and write it. Then they have to track over here. So far, am I okay, John? Yeah. Okay. Now we got to, let's track up here. We did this, back down here. We did this, down here, and then down here.
Is there another way to do it?
Now I'm just showing you what the eyes, this is a neurological message put on the brain by what the eye had to do to complete this activity. So just quickly, just finish it up, will you?
Did you graduate from Berkeley in the 60s?
Not to my knowledge, but that might have been my other life.
It's like one of those Berkeley 60s things. Yeah.
Now you see, I'm going to take my sheets apart here and show you that I saw this. We're talking about our little neurological team that you have on on your workshop outline. The neurological team saw this, and I am giving you printed material to teach you what you're looking at. And I'm supposed to be teaching you the short I sound. This is called implicit instruction. It means it's implied, it's embedded. Some other, I hope you will get it. It's not explicit, which is the details, child. The details, let's teach them to your neurological team. This is nothing about teaching or learning. This is not about educating. It's about training visual conditioned response and sorting out amongst the population who is and who isn't visually able. And then if the curriculum design is for the visual student, beginning in the kindergarten all the way through school up into the professions, then I can keep I, as the government education, can keep that 20% of us who can do that gainfully employed and in school and write all the job descriptions for you, and the rest of us are good for the world of work, for the global economy. This education is about that. It is not about learning and making an educated, literate citizen. So if you understand the difference between the two methods of instruction, there are only two. There aren't many approaches to learning. There are not many learning styles. You and I have a neurological team with 4 little bodies, if you will, hanging their little heads, their little feet over, saying, give me data, so I can process it and understand it, so my cognitive engine can have something to attend to and something to remember. So I'll get more to that, but let's look at that. So my eyes tell that. I said not a word. I was taught as if I was mute and deaf. You want to say that and see how it sounds? I was taught as if I was mute and deaf. Just say it and listen to it. That's awful. That's conditioning. That's not teaching you. This is what I wrote. The doing member of my neurological team. Do you see short I in there anywhere? And my visual tracking. Look at that message on my brain. Does that look like short I? Have anything to do, even with the appearance of the alphabet letter I? What does that look like? If I didn't have dyslexia or visual processing or disorders or sequencing problems before I did an activity like this, isn't that awful? It's evil awful. Sweethearts, it's evil. I taught for 22 years this evil stuff. Vexed to death. But the Lord's Spirit is supposed to do that to us, to vex us. To Paul, the Lord said to call it kicking against the pricks. And luckily, maybe I didn't get struck blind in order to say, Lord, what is it? Is that you, Lord, talking to me? But my father said I couldn't quit teaching, that I had to keep looking because there was something I didn't know. My idea and my instruction was, if you get more education, you'll know. Well, I didn't know. So the Lord did teach me.